everyone, I'm Kevin, otherwise known as 4BX257, here to bring you another 1980s G.I. Joe review. And today, instead of an action figure related review, I'm going to be taking a look at a licensed item. The 1985 G.I. Joe Action Star cereal. Now, the Action Star cereal was released in two distinct waves. The first one being released in very early to mid 1985. The boxes had three different characters on them, although the cereal was the same, so that was kind of a missed opportunity, so you couldn't have a different character with a different flavor. But all the boxes for that first wave had new in the corner. They all had this order form for an action camo action t-shirt, which you could personalize, but was only available in boy sizes, unfortunately. And they all had the Action Stars proof of purchase, which was specific to the order form. All three boxes also had their own adventure on the back, and a related cutout for that adventure. The three characters on the first wave of G.I. Joe Action Star cereal boxes included Gung Ho, who had a rescue lab rat mission printed on the back of his box, as well as a molecular transformer cutout that you could assemble. Next was Duke, who had a Silence Zartan mission, and a Cobra radio relay station cutout. And finally, Shipwreck, who had a Disarm Destro mission, and a Vision navigation aid cutout. The second wave of boxes released in late 1985 are very rare. These three boxes dropped the new in the title, kept the adventure missions and Action Stars proof of purchase from the first wave, but now had an order form for a Starduster action figure and a randomly inserted mini-comic, one of a 3-issue series. Starduster was a new G.I. Joe created as a mascot for Action Star cereal, but I'll get more into his character when I do an action figure specific review of him. The three characters on the second wave of boxes included Quick Kick, with a Save the Cave mission, Flint, with a Catch Firefly mission, and finally Starduster, with a Capture the Crystal mission. It's a mystery as to why the second series of Action Star cereal was halted during its production mid-run, but there was a rumor going around that a lot of people didn't like the fact that Action Star cereal was made by Ralston Purina, better known as a manufacturer of dog food, and this might have been made in the same factory as the dog food, but that is untrue. Ralston actually started out as a cereal company, so I'm not really sure where people have gotten that idea from. And the other thing is that Ralston actually made a lot of licensed cereals for kids' cartoons and video games and movies. Like Donkey Kong is actually a very famous cereal made by Ralston, as well as the 1989 Batman movie tie-in cereal, also made by Ralston. But that's where my theory comes in, as these are licensed properties that Ralston puts out for their cereals, but they're only meant to be on the grocery store shelves for like a couple of months before just fading away. G.I. Joe Action Stars was actually their first attempt to make an ongoing licensed product. As a matter of fact, that's probably why the second series has their own cereal created mascot, Starduster, on it. They were trying to follow the formula of like post Smurfs and Flintstones, which lasted for years. Unfortunately, I think it's the retailers themselves didn't realize what Ralston had planned and just basically didn't order enough of the second series, because that was their usual plan. They usually just had a whole bunch of these for a couple of months and they just stopped during their production. They didn't realize that there were going to be more of these and didn't order enough to satisfy demand. And one of the problems with that is that the comic book, which was made by Marvel, the inserts, they were all pre-done. They're all pre-printed and ready to go. So there was thousands of these, but not enough boxes to be for these things to be inserted into. So for a very long time, the comic books were very hard to find, and these things could run up to like a couple $100 even. However, lately within the last couple of years, I think there was a warehouse find of all of these. So, and they sort of glutted the market. So these have come back on. They're very accessible, and you can pay a fraction of the price, unfortunately, of what you could have paid maybe over 10 years ago. The mini comics came randomly inserted in boxes of the second wave of Action Star serial, individually sealed like this. The three comics told the origin and first adventure of Starduster, the new G.I. Joe Jetpack Trooper. They were one continuous adventure, so you had to collect all three to get the full story. Sadly, no writer or artist is credited for these mini-comics printed by Marvel in 1985. To their credit, the serial is not mentioned in the story, and the art is great and the story is very cool. The only ads on each of the 17-page mini-comics are for the Mobile Strike Force G.I. Joe membership club on the back two pages. These three comics have never officially been reprinted, although an early 2000s G.I. Joe convention did a trade paperback, which included a reproduction Starduster file card on the back, but the print run was extremely low. Now you're probably wondering, how could I do a proper review without the actual cereal? Because surely this box is empty. But it isn't. And I'm going to crack it open and taste it for you. Okay, well, we're going to be making a bit of history here. Oh, and before I begin, remember, don't eat 30-year-old cereal. It's not good for you. Now to try some out. Oh, it's not bad. Not quite sure what it tastes like, but it's not bad. Let's try another one. Tastes a little bit like Cheerios, to be honest. Yeah, just taking a look at some of the ingredients. Yeah, this is kind of like Cheerios, just a bit sweeter. Well, I forgot to mention that there is another difference between the first and second wave boxes. While both of the boxes have the side panel which has a memo to mom with a little file card explaining that the cereal is kind of nutritious and you should be picking up for your kids for that purpose. On the bottom of that, on the first series boxes, there's a little picture of a mom seeing off her kid to school because he's wearing a backpack. However, on the second wave boxes, they got rid of that picture and inserted yet another little blurb about the free comic books. Well, that's all the time I have right now. Please check out my Facebook page for more information and behind-the-scenes photos for these reviews. Thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for next time to see another 1980s G.I. Joe toy review. See you then.